Y'all, let's do a trig function problem when we have some missing information. So here in the problem, it's asking you to find sine of angle Z. So if we look at angle Z, it's right here, it's our reference angle. You'll notice that we have two sides and we're missing the third. So which sides do we have? Well, the one over here across from it or opposite is going to be your O, your opposite. The adjacent side here, adjacent, is 10. It touches the reference angle. That's how you know it's adjacent or right beside it. So the side that we're going to be missing is the H, the hypotenuse, the side across from the right angle. So let's remember what two sides we need for sine. So if we're talking about sine, I'm gonna go ahead and write SOHCAHTOA up here. And hopefully you remember that means that stands for sine is opposite in hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent in hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite and adjacent. So if I set up my trig thing, whatever we call it, here we go, sine of angle Z is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. But how am I going to solve that if I only have the opposite, right? So we know that the opposite is equal to 24. Okay, so I can plug that in. Sine of Z is equal to 24 over H. Okay. Well, if we think about it, this is a right triangle, and we know some other properties of right triangles. And one of those properties is Pythagorean theorem. So as long as we know we have a right triangle, you can use Pythagorean theorem to help you find a missing side length. Okay. So A and B are the two legs. It doesn't matter which side go or which leg goes where. So I can put 24 here or 10, I put 24 here or 10. So I'll just plug them in and you get 24 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. And then you could go ahead and solve this. If you want to get out your phone, you can do that. If you want to use Desmos, you can go to desmos.com. And then if you kind of scroll down a little bit, there is a four function or scientific calculator. It doesn't matter which one you use. And I can do 24 squared plus 10 squared. All right, and that gives us 676. So if I go back here, 24 squared plus 10 squared. Does it tell me individually what they are? We can just do it backwards. Just so I can write it out. We have 576 and 76 and 100. Okay, equals 676. And so 676 is equal to C squared. That is not obviously the side length. How do we solve that for C? Well, we go ahead and we take the square root of both sides. Taking the square root of something that's squared, that's the inverse. That leaves us, those two things cancel out, and that leaves us with C. So C is equal to the square root of 676. I don't know what that is in my head, so we can come over here and do that, and it gives us 26. All right, so your missing side length here, H, is going to be 26. I'm going to write that in. Okay. So we can plug in 26 here. All right, and so if we're finding sine of Z, we have 24 over 26. Now, if you watch my other videos, hopefully you remember that you have to simplify this. You have to reduce it in order for IXL to accept it and for it to be the correct answer. So To reduce the fraction 24 over 26, both of these numbers are divisible by 2. So if I divide them by 2, I get 12 over 13. So that would be your answer. Let me know if you have any other questions.